Mr. Phillips, raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true.
Yes.
All right, you can put your hand down. You're before the court for case 2023-CR-01522, Chase Rashawn Phillips for criminal trespass. Mr. Muhammad Kamani, who is with the law firm of Lister Holt and Dennis, has indicated you're entering a plea of guilty. By doing so, you give up the right to have a trial by jury or judge. You give up the right to have the state prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You give up the right to have the presumption of innocence in your favor. You give up the right to confront witnesses, subpoena witnesses, present testimony and evidence on your behalf, to not incriminate yourself or present any testimony or evidence against yourself. And if you're not a United States citizen, a plea of guilty or no contest could negatively impact your immigration status. Do you understand all of these things?
Yes.
All right, factual basis recommendation, please.
Yes, Your Honor. On November 22nd, 2022, an officer did respond to a domestic disturbance call at 911 DE Town Court, Jonesboro, Georgia, where the incident did occur in Clayton County. At that time, the officer made initial contact with the victim, Miss Erica Wheeler, in which she advised that her and her son, Mr. Phillips, had gotten into a verbal altercation. At some point during that altercation, Mr. Phillips became upset and took the victim's phone and left the residence. And so the victim attempted to call her phone to have the defendant return the device, but did not get any response from her. And I guess the victim advised that Mr. Phillips told her that he was taking her phone and she wasn't getting it back. At any rate, the police were contacted, and I think Mr. Phillips had left the residence. However, there was a warrant taken out for Mr. Phillips' arrest. The state is recommending 12 months to serve 30 days, credit for time served, the balance to be suspended, do not return to the location, and no contact with the victim. And I do believe that Miss Erica Wheeler is on the call as well, Your Honor.
All right, Miss Wheeler, is there anything you wish to say?
Yes, ma'am. I'm his mom.
Hold on. Can you turn on your video, please?
Yes.
Raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can put your hand down. Go ahead and tell me what you need me to know.
Yes, I'm his mom. He actually lives at the residence with me. The phone was actually retrieved. He took it and left it outside. So when the police asked me to call it, it rang. It was outside of outside of the door. So it never, he didn't take it away from the residence. I don't want any charges pressed. I was trying to explain that.
Well, ma'am, you understand that when police come out, police aren't coming to quell your family discussions. They're there because they believe a crime has been committed, and that's what they've been told, which is the reason they respond. And they're responding to keep the peace, and they're responding to make sure that they investigate and handle any criminal matters. And so I'm not discouraging you from calling the police, but you got to understand that when you call the police, certain things are going to happen. How old is your son?
21.
Why is he still living with you?
He's not working currently.
Sounds like a him problem. He grown. So this is how I feel. So a lot of people say I'm harsh, but I have experienced this, and many people have told me the same thing. Their parents sat them down in their last year of high school, because there was always a requirement in these households that school is your priority. You need to get it together and do your best and do well in school. So that's the first thing. You got to establish that when they're little. Like, that's your priority. Get it done. That's your job. The second thing is that when they get into high school, we're talking 10th, 11th grade, look, you're not going to be able to stay here after you graduate. So we need to get some options on the table. If you don't have to go to college, everybody's not college material, but you do need to figure out whether you're going to a career academy, whether you're going to the military, whether you're going to somebody's school, or whether you're going to somebody's job. I don't care if you live with 10 other people as roommates. What you're not going to do is be in my house acting a fool. So we have so many moms who just, like, we're coddling these guys. Like, if you have a daughter, oh, I'm sure she got responsibilities. But our sons, we're just treating them like little China dolls. Oh, well, I got to watch out for him. I got to look out for him. And then all it's making them is, as to use an old person word, trifling and sorry. So we got a bunch of men out here who they go from their mama's house to their woman's house, depending on women to take care of them. When my husband was growing up, one summer he did something that displeased his parents. His daddy put him on a demolition crew, and they didn't use no machine to demolish. Every boy on that demolition crew was swinging sledgehammers to demolish a house. When you understand how hard that work is, then you figure out something easier to do to take care of yourself. But I don't know how long you plan on coddling him. He's 21. What I'm not going to do is pay for you to be in my house and disrespect me and make my life hard. You see what I'm saying? What you ain't going to do is come in my house on a grace, because after 18, I don't have to do nothing for you. And then on the grace of me being, kind to you, you going to disrespect me and take my phone and tell me I'm not. And I know you paying for the electricity, the lights, he's sitting up there playing video games, as my grandmother said, using up all your electricity while you out there working. You working, right?
Not currently.
So is he helping you at all?
No.
Okay, then why are you putting up with it?
We were talking about different options for him to go.
He's the one, he's an adult. He's the one who has to figure out options, because until you start making him man up and do for himself, he's always going to depend on you. And if he depends on you and something happens to you, you move away, or you decide you are done with it, or God forbid you're not here no more, what's he going to do? What you need to do is not help him come up with options. You need to give him some hardline requirements. Look, you need to have a job by this time. And if I'm going to still let you live here, you need to have a job after that. But according to my order, he can't have no contact with you for the rest of the 12 months. So he's going to have to come up with something on his own. And that don't mean go to your grandmama's house either, young Phillips, because she don't want you either. At some point, you have got to finish coddling and raising, and you have got to start seeing them as adults, and they got to take care of themselves. That's just it. Every young person who I know, or a person that I know who has been successful in life through whatever means, not everybody went to college and became a judge, but their parents sat them down and told them, after this point, you can't rely on being here. So you're going to have to figure out what you need to do. Because he'll get arrested for taking somebody's phone another 10 years from now. And when I'll say, well, where you living? I live with my mama. Because there's been no requirement to man up and be responsible. Just being honest with you, Miss Erica. You sitting up there stressing, you already have your own stresses, and now he's bringing stress to your life because he's acting mannish, another grandmama word. He's smelling himself in your house. No, if you want to do all that foolishness, then get your own place. But what you're not going to do is come up in my house and make me tired and make me stressed. Take my property that I paid for. You paying his phone bill?
No.
Okay, tell me the truth now, because I know you're paying for something for this little boy.
I'll pay for nothing.
Well,
Get
good.
everything myself.
Then the next thing you need to do is find a job sufficient for you to move out, even if that means you got 4 roommates. Because for the next 12 months, you're not going to be there with her. She going to have peace. Because I just don't believe in this whole raising your hand up against your mama. I'm so old school. That thing, it causes me stress, concern. That's not how I was brought up. I just expect that if it's not your parents, the hand of God is just going to come down and slap you silly if you disrespect your parents. So we have got to stop coddling these boys and turn them into men. After a certain point, he don't need to be up under you. We're clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Because what you're going to get, when you don't change what's happening, you keep getting the same thing. If you don't change what's going on, then you're going to keep getting the same disrespect. The mere fact that he thought he could do that, and then you're going to come on here and say, well, I don't want nothing to happen to him. Oh, that's too late. Because he should have been scared to ever do that to you from the time he was young. Terrified. Because I'm clear. My mama raised me as a single mom, and I know that woman is crazy. So there was only so much foolishness I knew I was going to get away with. Therefore, I did none of it. Just telling you. Don't bring stress on yourself, Miss Erica. He's grown. He's 21 years old. Under the eyes of the law, all the laws. He's grown. Let him be grown. Okay.
Yes,
So for the
ma'am.
next 12 months, if he is anywhere near you, if he violates my conditions, then Mr. Phillips, listen up. For 12 months, you can't have any contact with your mama. This is the last time you're going to see or talk to her. Because if you do have contact with her, if you go back to that location, you're risking being put back in jail for the rest of the sentence. You're risking being charged with additional misdemeanors, and you're risking being charged with felonies. We clear? Can you hear me? All right.
Yeah.
So we're clear. All right. So Miss Wheeler, you are child free for the next 12 months. Get some stuff off your plate that you've been wanting to do for yourself. We're clear?
So does that mean like with visitation I can't do like
No, there's
video?
no visitation. No, he can't talk to you, see you, contact you.
Okay.
Now, this gives you the opportunity to get some stuff done for you. He'll be all right. If you raised him right, he'll be all right. He'll figure it out. Just pray for him. He'll figure it out. All right. So Mr. Phillips, you can go back with the sheriff's office. Thank you, sir. All right. Ms. Wheeler, you don't have anything else at this time. You're free to go, ma'am.
Thank you.
You're welcome.